We're delighted to have bought what looks like an easy project for once. Order the parts and off we go.
Everything's cheap, everything's available. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong.
So, the question remains, where to send it to? Derek has a bee in his bonnet.
You've probably gathered over the years that I'm not a great fan of specialists in brackets. It means we can write out bigger invoices.
So basically, give this to somebody who knows what he's doing, has got a garage, and is enthusiastic about it.
Basically, that's all it is.
We know just the pair for the job.
Go on then, Jack. Go pop the bonnet up, mate. See if you do it right.
We first met Mick Hampson and his son Jack 3 years ago at their home in North Lincolnshire.
Do the water then, mate.
They'd just bought this 200,000-mile Mini Cooper at the auction, a renovation project they planned to work on together.
I want to be a mechanic when I'm older, so that's going to be like something to learn.
It keeps him from going on drugs or beer, doesn't it, at his age? You know, at 13-year-old, he ain't got no money now because he's got to spend it all on his Mini.
We put new wheels, new arches, I just gave it a new look basically. It had a new subframe in it, new pipes, touch-ups in the interior. I learned everything that I know really.
Now 15, Jack's ready to move on to something a bit bigger. Dad's given it the once-over.
The engine sounds sweet. Gearbox to what we've seen, just driving in and out, seems all right.
It's nice, yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's a cool car.
It has got a bit of rust coming through, but it's nice. Chrome all at the back's pretty much good. The hood's beautiful, it looks like a brand new hood, what's been put on it. I did a quick rough price guide. I think I've got it down into parts to something round about just under the 3,000.
If you can keep your expenditure down, you may even find that you do what you're not quite used to and slip up and make a profit. But I somehow doubt you will, because there will be other expenditures that you haven't bargained for just yet.
Come on, use your muscles, all one of them.
Mick and Jack plan to do the work over the winter months. A potentially straightforward project with a car that's a worthy candidate for restoration.
These are something like a stately home. They're a bit of all our heritages. People have oil paintings in the house, they have ornaments. We just happen to play about with cars. It's part of history, isn't it? The little antiques.
Some valuable father-son time is about to begin.
Come on then, Dopey. Put the lights on when you go through. Don't want you tripping over out, I'll die of laughing. Go open the big doors. Watch me fingers.
Good communication is key in any working relationship, and there's definitely an open two-way dialogue between Mick and Jack.
Undo the tractor ends. I'll get the ball joint splitter.
Have you got any more deep sockets? Because mine don't fit this.
That's because you've got cheap, nasty tools that I keep buying you for Christmas.
Various bits of the MGB are about to be removed.
What we're hoping to do today is take the front shock absorbers off, take the steering rack off, and do the front end, and if we get time and order, drop the back axle and have it ready for the new one when it comes.
Thanks to Mick's patient guidance,
come on, we're waiting.
Jack now has a go at many of the manual jobs.
Pass us that when you finish it, and I'll do this side. Sometimes he knows more than me nowadays. He's one what watches things on YouTube. I'm someone what faffs around still trying to work the remote controls for the TV out. I've had him play about with all my lorries and cars and things like that. It's 15 and a half, so if he got an apprenticeship in a garage or whatever he's doing, you'd be trusting him.
It doesn't last long, though.
Come here.
Yes, no.
It is, look. Oh. Yeah, pull it out. That's the steering rack. It's obviously quite worn inside.
A new one will be about 200 quid. This one will be sold to someone who fancies refurbing it. Next job, remove the front shock absorbers.
It's suspension, it's serious stuff, and it alters the complete handling of a car. You'll have to undo that one, just to slacken it a bit. One? Yeah. They're not a lot of money. I think the price something like about £47 to £50, the shock absorbers. It's not a great lot of money for a peace of mind. There you go.
Also coming out, the rear axle. Derek identified some banging from the diff, or differential. This is a set of cogs that transmit engine power to the rear wheels. while allowing them to turn at different speeds when the car goes round corners.
You can't get the diff out, it's all involved in the axle and everything. It comes all as a complete package, so we've got to take the back axle out to change it all over.
Mick gets things going by detaching the prop shaft, then returns to his main task of encouraging Jack.
Stop messing about.
Sure.
He's getting tired now, past his bedtime.
Luckily, the retaining bolts and brackets come out quite easily, freeing the rear axle.
Go on, then. Just come in. Go on.
The leaf springs and a few other bits will be reused, but essentially this whole lump will end up being replaced with a shiny new one. In North Lincolnshire, there's been a delivery.
It's Christmas for the MG, isn't it?
And another heartwarming day of father-son bonding lies ahead for Mick and Jack.
You have to walk on my garden.
Yes, I do. I got
No
money.
bloody grass on there, will I, when it's bloody summertime? It's a big box, isn't it?
Ordered just a few weeks ago from the MG Owners Club, hopefully all the parts needed to finish the job.
Might take him all day just to get into a box.
Sure.
To get a good price for a car, you've got to have a nice interior. And this has
Yeah.
got a nice interior. It's got lovely seats in it and everything. Just the carpets was a bit moth eaten. That's carpet set. £270.
This is a steering wheel.
£87.46.
Oh, it's nice, isn't it?
It did have one of them on it, but it's bent.
It's bent, yeah. Oh. This is all our hardware, nuts and bolts.
No, that's all lower front
Yes.
wishbone kit.
Brake shoes, yeah.
The steering rack was £208.29. There's our new back axle.
Go, Jeff.
£487.50.
Also in the box of goodies, a new radiator for just over £100.
To send it in to have this one checked, because there was a lot of sludge in it, 25 to 30 quid. Then if he found something wrong with it here and has to repair it, works out more expensive than what it does just say, no, well, I'll have a new one and Postman Pat brings it the next day.
There's all new parts.
£3,385.37. Come on, Jack.
I'm coming.
The reconstruction can now begin,
Come on, get some 7/16 spanners.
with Mick leading by example.
That's in my box, yeah? Every drawer is nice and neat. Nothing's piled up. Where's this box? I just wouldn't know where to start. Every drawer's like it. Every single one.
I know where everything is. Crack on.
That one's tight now.
None of it's been difficult at the moment because it's an MG. Absolutely fantastic cars to restore. Good, and put it down. Nearly everything we've took off and done and what we're doing is nuts and bolt jobs.
Got it?
Yeah. Like a giant Meccano set, and hopefully everything will bolt on again.
Yeah, of course.
It's been a month since we last saw the MGB, and although it doesn't look it, we're on the home straight. The rear axle, suspension and steering rack are now all in place. The old ones are due to be sent back to the MG Owners Club in part exchange.
They have been brilliant with anything I've ordered or I wanted to ask them any questions.
There is, however, a potential problem ahead with the soft furnishings.
The biggest problem's Jack's going to be doing the interior. So it won't be long before he shouts, "Dad, can you just come here?"
What's that from this side?
Go on then, spread it off. Got to get all the old bitumen substance all off because we've bought some nice new sound deadening material. All the nasty horrible bits I'll let him do. Come on.
Sure.
For the main job, there's a handy guide.
So you've got all the carpets.
So it looks quite simple putting that together. It's all numbered.
It'll have to be for him.
That's the middle bit. What alarms me is there's no hole for the gear stick.
Because it's a diagram.
But on further investigation, it seems Jackie's right.
What's that?
That's for that bit there. Is that for the gear stick? Are you mad?
Well, that's not very good, is it?
So now he's got to cut a hole for the gear stick.
Mick marks up a new hole using the old carpet. But there's another problem.
It wants to be about there.
In being in a muppet like he always is, yeah, has marked that with a parent marker, not thinking it won't come off, it's in the wrong place, yeah. It's a parent marker, it doesn't come off.
It will for me.
It doesn't.
I'll tell your mum you've used the best jug.
But Jack has suggested using milk.
Is it coming off?
It is actually, yeah, you're right. See, he's got his uses. Look at that, eh?
Shut up.
There we are, you see.
Seat belts in. Then a seat. Then another problem.
It goes crooked.
That's the passenger side. Take it out. Not much is going right.
But after going back a few steps and some more helpful encouragement,
Kids, he's got a lot to learn. Wait till he starts working for someone.
there's significant progress.
Well, we've got the interior finally done. We had problems, and being sort of like middle of February is not the best conditions to be working in and things like that. That's the way it goes, really, with old cars. But it does look really good.
There's some basic engine maintenance to do and a bit of paint and chrome work that needs attending to. But essentially, Jack and Mick have got this MGB pretty much ready for the auction.
We've won. Happy days.
Back with the MGB. Our restoration with Jack and Mick is almost over.
Come on, get him up it.
In the last few days, there's been a bit of detailing on the 1800cc engine and some other stop-start final touches.
We come to put the alternator on, and the bracket was slightly wrong, and we hadn't noticed, so we had to pull the radiator out of it again. It was our fault. Well, it was my fault. I like to blame it on to Jack, and he said I'd put the alternator bracket on the wrong way round.
And had you?
Oh, yes, I had, yes. We've got the bonnet back from the spray shop. I'm just going to drain the oil in a minute, put some nice new oil in it, and the filter, and hopefully, if the batteries are up to it, we should be able to maybe get it going. Come on. See if I can drop some oil on his head.
You better not do.
I always like to put the oil in as soon as you've drained it, because there's been that many accidents where people forget.
It looks so much nicer with wheels on. It's changed the car, isn't it?
Yeah, makes it a proper piece of kit.
Time for the resprayed bonnet.
Good job it's light.
That's literally perfect. You can't
Yeah.
even tell it's paint, can you?
Happy with that then?
Very
Definitely
happy.
Yeah.
They'll be even happier if it starts.
Go on.
Choke off.
Yeah, choke off gently.
It's been fun and it's nice to do something different. I've learned so much just from making mistakes.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I would actually.
It's taken 5 months of evenings and weekends for Jack and Mick to get to this stage. And there's a bit of tuning and cleaning to go. But they've proved a point.
This garage hasn't got a ramp. We've done it all. We're laying on the floor. You could do that just as much in here or out there. And you don't really need a lot of knowledge. Proves it, because we've managed to do it.